2023, you are a noisemaker. A noisemaker can't win the presidency. Presidency.Ayodele tells Peter Obi and Kwankwaso, the leader of Henry Evangelical Spiritual Church. Presidency.Ayodele has issued a caution to the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi and the new Nigerian People's Party (NNPP) Rabi Kwankwaso. Ayodele said Obi and Kwankwaso are noisemakers who can't win the 2023 presidential election. When I was in secondary school, we used to have a class janitor that always write names of noisemakers. He would label everyone that is not in his good book as noisemaker. And you know, there's always a punishment for noisemakers then in school. I don't know why the prophet or the leader of Evangelical Spiritual Church, Presidency.Ayodele, will label these two presidential candidates as noisemakers. Well, let's continue with the news and hear him out. He disclosed this while addressing journalists in Lagos on Saturday during the release of annual prophecies warnings to the nations. According to Ayodele, Peter Obi is a noisemaker. He can't make a single difference. Saying Obi will win the election is zero. Kwankwaso is also a noisemaker. He can't win the election. Tinubu, Obi, and Atiku can't restructure Nigeria. Then who will restructure this country for us? Of the laws that we have, are we going to have a vacuum come 2023? Are we going to allow Buhari to continue when there is no election? Or what is he insinuating? If Tinubu, Obi, and Atiku will not get there, then who will get there? He should give us a name so that it will help us. Maybe that one will guide people on who are we to vote for or who the right candidate. If you can identify those that will not get there, well, God, that is where God is omnipresent and omnipotent. Maybe he has not seen who will get there. He also warned Nigerians that the 2023 election would not solve the country's problem. Then what will solve our problem? This country has an enormous problem. I personally believe we need a benevolent dictator that should handle this country. It's like we are not even ready for democracy in the first place because things seem not to be working since 1999. We're just creating awareness now. We're just getting to know now. But honestly, this has been an issue for this country. We are always either we are going around the same circle like a chair, barber's chair, because we have not been able to see a trajectory. I say, yes, we have made progress in this area. This is the area that is lagging. Everything seems to be on the same spot. Nigeria will still be having the same problems we are having. A solution to our problem is not the 2023 elections. It will still put us in the same problems, if not worse. 2023 election will put us where we are with insecurity and the economy. And the solution to our problem is restructuring. We will have freedom the day Nigeria is restructured, he added. When will that day come? How can we do the restructuring? Is it a wholesale restructuring or restructuring that we can start from somewhere or restructuring that we can begin to pick bit by bit? Are there laws that need to be made by the National Assembly that we have not looked into, that we have not even attempted? There have been a constitutional conference in this country. People have given suggestions. Ideas have been documented. Why are we not looking into it? Are those sitting going to be in vain? We have people that have intellectual capacity, that work with other nations. They have worked in high places, United Nations and some big organizations in the world. Why can't we call them, sit down together and look at where the errors are? If it's our constitution, let us look at it. What can be done and what we need to do for this country to live in peace, for us to be able to address so many issues. People have been talking about state police. Is it going to help us? What are the issues? Why can it not work if it's working in other climes? Talking about resources of each of the states, that everything, the land is under the control of the government, that they need to devolve power. We have local, we have states, and the federal government. What are the things that in the concurrent list or that is in exclusive list that needs to be in concurrent list? What are the things that the local government is handling that is supposed to be with the state? What are those things? Can't we sit down and agree on this thing? If we want this nation to move forward, honestly, for me, it's not cast in stone. It is something that we can't sit down as citizens of this country. Those that don't want the progress of this country, they can be removed. Those that want the progress of this country, that is why we must remove partisan politics if we want this country to move forward. Let us bring people, but where are they? Where are we going to get them? Are there people that are not partisan today in this country? If you call this one before you know he has affiliation, he has allegiance to one political party or the other, or he has somebody that is sympathetic or that he has sympathy for, that is in support directly or indirectly. For this country to continue to lament, we will not get anywhere. Let us come together and agree. If we are going to hand over this country to interim government, the next 10 years be running. We want to sit down and fashion a way forward for this country to move forward. No election, there's no point wasting money on running any election. Let's appoint people, let them be running it. 10 years in the life of a country can bring a turnaround if we get it right. And we begin to run on a roller coaster. We need to begin to work towards that. Otherwise, the same set of politicians are the same set of people we have been seeing since 1970s. Okay, let me bring it down to 1999. Today, the same set of people, whether at the state, from state to national level, from national to state, the same name, the same set of people, but the country is just not moving forward. We're on the same circle. We're not moving forward. Education is in comatose. The health sector, people are still running outside the country to go and treat ailments that we should be able to take care of here. And when they go abroad, the nurses, the doctors that we meet there, they are Nigerians. But when the environment is not conducive, when there are no infrastructure, there are no tools to work with, they will run out. How can we sort this? Are we going to continue to sit down look like Chibola Ige said some years back? This country is too blessed for what we are going through. Every election cycle, we talk about the same issue and nothing seems to change. How long are we going to continue like this? Well, what is your comment onto this statement by Presidency.Ayodele that the contestants that we have, the presidential candidates and noisemakers, that until Nigeria is restructured, we may not move forward? Kindly make your opinion known as you subscribe to my page. Until we see again, thank you for your support now and always. Be blessed.